An increasing number of analysts, including those who follow XRP, concur that the market is poised to rebound and is ready to resume. In this most recent XRP Insider Hot Jam, I'm actually going to show you the viewpoints of numerous XRP chart analysts, one of whom says, yeah, the cooling period is about to come to an end. His price targets are pretty high. It's difficult for me to accept that any of these analysts, even the more conservative ones, are all mistaken because even they think there's a very real possibility that XRP will experience double-digit price action. That's even what conservative analysts say. Are they all mistaken? That just seems implausible to me because, in my experience monitoring this specific group of XRP chart analysts, they are nearly always correct when they all say the same or something similar. The great majority of the time, what they say most likely occurs. Occasionally, the unlikely occurs. Come on, people, what is most likely here? I won't say it's completely impossible. Anyway, if I were to answer, yes, resuming to the upside, that's what's in the cards, and it will happen. I think you'll enjoy what I have to offer in this video. I do want to be clear though, before we move forward, I have absolutely no background. I'm not giving financial advice, and whatever I say or write should not lead you to buy or sell anything. I'm merely a hobbyist who likes to create YouTube videos about crypto-related subjects for enjoyment. Okay, avoid becoming accustomed to viewing XRP at the $3.19 price that is displayed on your screen. If these analysts are right, it won't remain that low for very long. This is a post from Crypto Michael, a chart analyst. Pardon me, this is a post from yesterday, he remarked. Retail FOMO hasn't even started yet, he remarked. You should stop trading if you're already predicting the cycle top. This is not your game. Now, people, I believe that to be quite evident, and there are other methods to determine this. As an example, I've emphasized this several times. You can look at search terms for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and XRP, select one of those terms, and then go to Google Trends to research it. It's also true. Ordinary people simply don't pay much attention to this material. When a coin takes off, as it did lately with XRP, you get a tiny boost. Indeed, searches for XRP surpass those for Bitcoin. In one of the videos I made in the last few days, I emphasized it. By the way, it was impressive to see that XRP was receiving more attention globally than Bitcoin. Well, but it's true. Nevertheless, I do believe he is right here. The throngs, they're not yet gathered here. Although they don't spend much time in the cryptocurrency sector, altcoins have increased in value in tandem with Bitcoin. Needless to say, there has been a lot of pulling back in 2025, but things are getting hot once more. What's happening there then? How about this article by Zoom, a chart analyst? The new addresses for Bitcoin are shown on this charting screen. That's the green line anyhow, and the price of Bitcoin is the yellow line. This is also intriguing. Check this out then. According to him, Bitcoin has increased 2 times from its previous price of $60,000 in August 2024. But the number of new addresses created has remained unchanged at that level. What makes this intriguing? Unlike past cycles, retail isn't cashing in just yet. It appears that current institutions or players are driving this rally. Well, people, that's exactly right. It is visible in Google Trends. New addresses and account creation are visible here. The fact that there is an abundance of data to support the fact that institutional funds have been pouring in at the moment is also very evident. So consider this. Bitcoin is currently trading at a high of nearly $120,000. At $3.19, the price of XRP is as high as it is at the moment. This is excluding the craze that occurs after market cycles. When the masses do begin to pour in, what in hell do you think will happen? And because of human psychology, I'm telling you people that the more expensive something is, the more likely it is that the general public will become intrigued and visit. Although it's foolish, the reality is that when an asset's price is low and it's heading downward or sideways, people don't want to invest large sums of money in it. Usually they have no interest in doing it. Even though it's a wise move, they choose not to execute it. However, people do want to when the price keeps rising, particularly as the cycle comes to a close and mania sets in. You're going to see a ton of new money coming in here as soon as you start seeing insane headlines about the cryptocurrency market, Bitcoin in particular, XRP in particular, or the industry as a whole rising. Therefore, keep in mind that the prices are as high as they are at the moment. It will go completely crazy before this is all over here, if that hasn't already happened. Therefore, I believe this to be a fitting statement. Zoom is correct, in my opinion, in bringing this out, and things are only going to become crazier. It simply is. The Bitcoin USD chart can be found in this post from chart analyst Rect Capital, and he claims that Bitcoin is attempting to regain the range low as support once more, following a brief decline below the range. This week, there have been 2 downward deviations below the range. The emerging early-stage higher low, however, shows that there are already some early early indications that the downside deviations may be becoming narrower. Let's go with translating that. As the last parabola develops, Bitcoin is ready to rise higher, which is what you would hope and expect at the end of a cycle. Altcoins will follow, and it will. Additionally, altcoins far surpass Bitcoin. Folks, if history is to rhyme, that's what's going to happen here. This is a post by Khalil, a chart analyst. Clearly, he concurs with this. This is Bitcoin, of course, he says, appearing poised to launch the cryptocurrency to a new all-time high. And that was only yesterday. Therefore, he believes that this is the time, people. Whether it occurs today or tomorrow, it will undoubtedly occur shortly. It's not just him. Mikey Bull Crypto, a chart analyst, wrote this post. He claims that Bitcoin behaved precisely as I had anticipated. Run it higher now to reach a record high. And this is what I continue to observe, as if there is a general expectation that this would happen. If it didn't, that would be strange. To be honest, this has occurred in each cycle. That's the last blow you get. If it didn't occur this cycle, that would be strange. This is the total market capitalization of all cryptocurrencies, excluding the top 10. Technically, it is currently among the top 125 coins by market capitalization. Additionally, the top 10 are not included in that category of the top 125. Therefore, XRP is not included with the other alts. To be honest, though, I don't think it makes much difference. It remains fascinating. Alts go when alts go, let's face it. Therefore, it's okay if others go. Even if XRP isn't in this clump, it will still proceed. In general, alts will disappear. It has been going on lately after all. All I'm saying is that it's not finished. Do you believe what he wrote now? One image speaks 1,000 words. This one is quite optimistic. Others are using the double tap, as it is known, up almost 15%. The good times are just getting started. Is everyone ready for alts to rally? And it's clear what he's talking about here. I swear, he is referring to this double tap that occurred in 2024 and is still occurring in 2025. He claims that the same thing occurred in the previous cycle before we suddenly shot to the top. And this is significant to all of us because, let's face it, altcoins, not Bitcoin, currently offer the potentially life-changing wealth. Bitcoin, not so much. I'm not arguing that Bitcoin won't reach $1 million in the future. It's not impossible, mind you. If you are specifically referring to this cycle, I'm arguing that the opportunity lies in altcoins, not Bitcoin, not at this time. Too much has already been rallied by Bitcoin. Altcoins appear to be worthless. Yes, they appear terrible when compared to other prices. They've been making some progress in their recovery, but when the price drops that low, that's the time. I absolutely adore this post from Chart Analyst Mustache. Thus, this is a Bitcoin chart for others. Thus, it's others, which is represented in Bitcoin, and as I mentioned earlier, is the top 125 coins by market capitalization, excluding the top. Additionally, he is pointing out that this is a falling wedge pattern that is currently in play, meaning that when it breaks out of this, it simply soars to the top. Many people will become wealthy when this falling wedge, which has been developing for more than 4 years, breaks out, he wrote. To be honest, there is nothing more exhilarating. That's altcoins, people. That's the meaning of that. Altcoins are becoming popular. Therefore, if you look at something like Total 2 or Total 3, you'll see that XRP is included, but this isn't the case. It makes no difference. They will all depart simultaneously. Folks, that's just the standard. If history is to rhyme, that's what we're looking at right now. In my opinion, that is by far the most likely scenario. This is a post from Crypto a chart analyst. Easy money XRP season, he says. You understand what that means, don't you? Enter a strange alternative season. It's easy money season indeed. You will feel like the world's greatest financial genius for a short while since you can buy something and not make a lot of money. However, after a certain amount of time, the bubble bursts, and that is no longer the case. But getting there is the enjoyable part. Thus, he is pointing to XRP reaching about $5.50 shortly. Not insane. That's only to kick off the celebration after all. This is a post by Chart Nerd, a chart analyst. I was calling for a 27 XRP sub 50 cents, he says. XRP was below $1 8 months ago, and YouTube declares, I called for the all-time high in 2025 and my road to 27. As the heat-up season approaches, we're beginning to push past that, and our goals appear more achievable. It's amusing, isn't it? Some of these price forecasts that people mention appear less irrational the higher you go, and that is all that is required. It's not as though anything changed fundamentally. People start to say, oh, maybe that is true, as soon as you start to reach a little higher. It's crypto, people. Consider simply selecting any number of coins that have been in circulation for some time. What on earth occurs? This is very simple for you to figure out. You get some huge life-altering moves after the asset class moves in unison. It's a foolish, defeatist mindset that never made any sense to believe that XRP can't make that happen. For years, XRP has been suppressed intentionally. It is now catching up. That is the current situation. In comparison to where it is now, it will be worth an absolute fortune. I do think so. This is a post from XRPunky, a chart analyst. According to him, Wave 3 may find a few profit-making opportunities in the fib levels above. I think it might go overboard and hit $13, which is my goal of $10 to $15. We'll see. Thus, this is just another illustration of someone who is adamant that yes, double-digit price action for XRP is imminent. It will occur sooner rather than later. $15 isn't outrageous, though I'm not sure if he's correct. This cycle isn't insane. It's like, people, this is real life. A year ago, several individuals said that XRP would never again reach $3. Those dumb butts, where are they? They're where? They're typing silly things on their thick, plump little fingers and saying ridiculous things with their stupid, tiny facial holes. Where did they go? All of a sudden, they're humorous. All of a sudden, they are gone. Quite quiet. This is a post from eGreg Crypto, a chart analyst. He claims that the 21 EMA is where XRP is stabilizing. On the daily chart, we can see long-legged candles, a clear sign that the bulls are taking over. Selling pressure is as simple as volume declines. For XRP, this is a good development. Hopefully, the bulls will be able to produce enough green volume to break over the downward trend line. Additionally, the 21 EMA will serve as a strong support level if they are successful. On the daily time frame, we run the risk of experiencing another sell-off if we don't see this momentum. If it occurs, then so be it. He's kind of right on the money here, in my opinion. According to chart analyst Bobby A., XRP will rise significantly regardless of what happens today, tomorrow, or the day after. Take a moment to process that. That's right. It's normal, no matter what, even if it does go down. Without any breaks along the way, this object won't move exactly up in a straight line. Obviously not. In the end, it simply doesn't matter. It simply isn't important. When it reaches a new peak and melts faces, you either have exposure or you don't. And by doing nothing, I am guaranteeing that I will be exposed. I purchased my XRP. I did this for years before doing nothing else. I simply waited for the world to adopt my perspective and realize how important cryptocurrency is. Of course, it's occurring and it's true. Bark, a chart analyst, posted this. According to him, XRP is refueling for the largest pump ever. Avoid becoming marginalized. Yes, it seems about correct. In my opinion, it will be the value of XRP expressed in US dollars. Yes, I believe that this will be the largest pump in history and the next one we have. Yes, I agree with it. Of course. Dark Defender, a chart analyst, mentions a price level in this post that I believe is, I don't intend to be disrespectful, I'm simply going to argue with him about it. It's in Looney Tunes country, I believe. There is absolutely no chance that we will reach 3-digit XRP this market cycle, in my opinion. I do think that at some point in the future, the price of XRP might reach 3 digits. It has a 0% probability of happening this cycle, in my opinion. Now, I'll take back what I said if I'm mistaken. I'll be honest, I don't have an ego. First, I always thought, wow, that's awesome. And congrats to all of those who benefited from life-altering fortune. I'll be content to take back those remarks, acknowledge my error, and simply move on. Right here, I'm simply giving you my honest view. It's simply not feasible to get up there with the amount of money that would be needed to go into cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin. That's what I think. Charts don't appeal to me. However, he is a chart man and has been correct about a lot of other things, such as the removal of XRP from this cycle. And I'll say I'll give him credit if he's correct. I'll emphasize that he was correct, I was mistaken, and that's where we are. However, I don't think this is taking place. I simply enjoy exchanging different viewpoints. Therefore, let's discuss it even if there are viewpoints that I don't agree with. Some of you who are listening probably concur with me. You do believe in a Looney Tunes thing if you're one of the people who believe that this may truly happen to the cycle. We're having some fun together. No, I am aware that some people do think that's possible. I simply disagree in a courteous manner. It's just that, in any case, he stated that the cooling period was going to expire. I do believe now, claims that by surpassing the Wave 3 targets of $13.13, $18.22, and $36.76, XRP is aiming for $117. Not financial guidance. Given the wave shape and historical pattern, XRP is poised to convert all haters into lovers. There will be a lot of happy people out there, but I'm not sure if we'll do that or if that's going to be the case with the toxic Bitcoin maximalists. That is accurate. According to the report, August will be hotter than June and July. Well, if that is true, I won't be shocked. However, I simply cannot. I am unable to. I can't be serious about $117. I'm just telling the truth. And once more, it's only my view if I'm mistaken. Everybody has the right to their own opinions. Nothing at all against him. He isn't being attacked. Nothing of the sort. Not even a jab at him. I simply believe that to be absurd. In my opinion, that is absurd. And I'd be content since I don't have an ego, and I won't have any problems owning up to my mistakes. Since I am aware of the implications for our XRP community, I would really like to be mistaken. Numerous individuals are achieving life-altering wealth earlier and to a greater extent than they had anticipated. Like, yeah, I completely support that. Absolutely, but it won't occur. People, it will not occur. This cycle number, when you start talking about things like that, you just start to lose me. However, he has been correct about a lot of other things. As I mentioned earlier, this includes XRP exiting the cycle. He has been an unbiased voice on it, explaining how it solidified for almost 10 years before breaking, of course. But people, 117 XRP isn't happening. I'm not sorry. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I write or say should influence you to buy or sell anything. That is a really, really awful idea.